like to greet all human beings all around the world with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Today happened to be June the 29th, 2020, the time being 11:11 a.m. I'm back here where I usually come sometime. One of the many places I come to get a peace of mind. Out here with the geese. Some of my critics said you ain't talked to the geese lately, but I'm out here. I fed some of them on both sides of the different ponds here. Today, something happened today that I know it was in God's will to happen. I have a lot of people that give comments, a lot of people that criticize me on my YouTube. And a lot of people don't understand when I talk about prejudice or racism. If you haven't experienced it yourself, and if you're not black, more than likely you wouldn't understand what racism is and what effect that it takes on you. See, some people, it take the effect that it turns them into black militants. It turns them into serial killers. But it haven't turned me into any of that. Have you noticed the geese is coming closer? They know I feed them. They know what I be going through, And today, something happened today. One of the individuals that criticized me a few times when I speak about racism and talk about white supremacists, they didn't criticize me real bad like some people, like my neighbor and some other people that hide their face. Even though this individual didn't have his face on there or her face, I'm not going to say if it's a he or she, because if this person wants to tell about our encounter today, it's an establishment that I visit frequently, and this individual, I never known he or she was one of the individuals that was on my YouTube that, be somewhat critical, because they said that they was born and raised in Charleston, Missouri. But anyway, when I visited this establishment today, I gave this person a tip like I normally do. And this person said, you Raymond Ivy, the YouTube guy. And he or she said, I'm such and such. And they told me who they was. They didn't even have to tell me. They didn't even have to identify themselves. They could have pulled out a gun and shot and blew my head off. But they didn't. They recognized the fact that they know me and I know them from visiting very often. And they know, even though they're white and I'm black, they know if I was prejudiced or racist against all white people, then I wouldn't be giving this person a tip. But anyway, this person, we exchanged a few words. I'm talking about legitimate conversation, adult conversation. And they determined that I'm not a racist, and I determined that they're not racist, But one thing we agreed on, and I didn't even have to bring it out. This person said, your neighbor is a whole different thing. You see, it don't take a rocket scientist to know that my neighbor, the female next door that use all these different names, you see what I'm saying? And when I exposed her, she tries to get people to feel sorry for her. But my fellow human being that I found out who you was today, I thank God for your encounter today. And I hope you can spread to other individuals that that may be on my YouTube channel. Let them know I'm not that person that hate all white people. You see what I'm saying? I criticize black and white people. You see what I'm saying? I criticize black and white people that's not right. But anyway, I just thank God for that encounter today. If you're not racist, and when I talk about white supremacists, if you're not blacks that's using the black community for your gain, then it shouldn't even bother you. You know, if it bothered these geese that me being out here in their territory, then they can attack me if they want to. But these geese begin to know who I am. Just like the individual I visit the establishment today that I give tips to regularly. A racist black man ain't gonna give a white individual a tip, let alone continue to visit their establishment. You know, I thank God for that. And maybe someday some of these other individuals, whether you white or black, you would wake up to the fact that when I and my daughters and my daddy experienced racism and experienced some blacks in Charleston, Missouri, that has done us wrong, that has disrespected us. You see how the white female next door, if you look at the first time we had encounters, and I end up telling her that I wasn't videoing your house, I was just videoing the sheriff, and told her what the sheriff was doing. And I said, if you felt disrespectful, then I apologize. But she kept on. She kept on because she had a few other individuals. Then she got to creating other characters, to thinking everybody gonna back it. But it's white folks that don't back what you saying, Sarah Ann Cole, and any of the rest of y'all. You see what I'm saying? You know I may be wrong for talking about your weight, but you rather for me to talk about your weight than to come in that house and drag you out up and down Vine Street. You see what I'm saying? Like some other people want to do you. But see, now I'm not a violent person. If I was a violent person, all the times I've been physically and verbally attacked and my kids and them, I would have went on a shooting spree. But that's what y'all gonna make some people do in this town. Especially you, Sarah, because there's a lot of white and black people don't like what you saying. You ain't been doing nothing but starting mess since you moved over there. You don't name nothing. You say you don't know no white people in Charleston, Missouri, but yet you say you called the white sheriff and told him to put the sign in your yard. That's just coincidental by me going up against him. Ain't no question. I don't care if you is dealing with a black man. You a white racist and you a mess starter. But God gonna deal with you. I ain't got to deal with you. God gonna deal with you. Geese, I hope y'all, not like Sarah Ann Cole that I'm talking too loud. If I was, y'all would be flying away. The individual that we finally met and you identified yourself, may God bless you and your family. May God bless you to continue to do what you're doing. You're doing a good job. And I thank you for the extra service, me and you know what I'm talking about, that you gave me. Peace be still.